When I was a little kid, I lived with my grandmother, and they always had roaches. And one day, my dad walked in, and I was eating a roach.
Okay, so my secret is just about every time I'm in an elevator by myself, without fail, I'll pretend like I'm opening and closing the doors using my mind, kind of like the Force. And I'm also making the elevator go up and down using my mind as well. That's my secret.
I have commitment issues. Very scared of marriage. I don't trust nobody. I feel like everyone's out for self. Mainly because I grew up a sad nigga, and I've seen what's been done to a lot of males. I don't want it done to me.
Okay, so my secret is I wish I was tall, dark, and handsome. And as you're about to see, I'm none of those.
I don't even know where to start, but I just wish my dad would reach out to me. We never had a good relationship. And now we don't really talk, and I wish that he would reach out to me, because I don't know how to approach the man that hurt me so much growing up.
For the past 7-8 months, I have been in a kind of a dark place. I got comfortable with being uncomfortably alone, and I would just kind of get really high to just mask it all so I didn't have to deal with my feelings, with my emotions. And with that, I inadvertently pushed away the best thing that's ever been in my life, the person that I've never loved like this before. And I honestly don't really know how to deal with that.
My secret is that I lie a lot, but not to the people I love, just to complete strangers, because they don't need to know all that.
I don't really tell nobody this, but when I went to boot camp, my girlfriend, well, it was my girlfriend, she sent me a letter and broke up with me. But I ain't crying for nobody in the barracks, but when I went to sleep, I cried myself to sleep above.
My secret is that I've liked guys my entire life, but recently I keep getting crushes on girls and I'm not sure how to flirt. Yeah.
My secret is that I secretly wish that me and my best friend wouldn't have got into it and that we could mend our relationship, but I know it's not gonna happen. So I'm just better with knowing the things that I know and knowing that her and her family is okay.
Who holds the secret? We do. I do. And in knowing this, I have chosen to heal with you. Gifted this opportunity just thinking about my secrets and knowing that I have been revealing some secrets to individuals that I felt was very, very important to me. And one of those individuals that I just felt, I want to make sure you always are protected any way I could. And doing that, I had to let a secret be known to my 18-year-old son. And that secret was the why. Why do you feel a need to not connect with your dad in such a way that is harmonious as we would want it to be? As I thought about it, I felt a need to tell my son the secret because I wanted to make sure I was being fair to him like I would have loved for generations of many times others being fair to me as a child. So as his mom, I let him receive something that was so heavy on me for years, but with the focus of protecting him. So I would keep him away from his granddad in a way because I said, well, I want to make sure that I guide this relationship in a way that I feel that when he becomes an adult, he can handle himself. But as a child, I want him to know that my dealing with granddad can be very uncomfortable. And that uncomfortableness started at the age of 19. And here I am at 44, just letting my son know at 18 the secret. I know that when it comes to mental health, it can be very overwhelming. And that's the reason why I share with you all lovingly that secret that I am now expressing healing in this present moment. Because when it comes to the choice, I have chosen to heal in all areas of my life as best as I can. I was in a scenario where my dad, he had just experienced being incarcerated for, I think that was like 10 years of my life, yes, because I was 9. And he's coming home newly, and I'm happy because my dad knew about something that occurred when I was 17, when my mom just passed. I experienced a rape. And so in that, my dad was that I would have protected you, so I'm trusting my dad and sharing information with him because I want to be stronger when it comes to being the creator that I am, be comfortable with myself. So when my dad come, I'm like trusting that, we're drinking, and in that trusting, him examining his own child's body, he touched it. I withdrew, and I stopped him, and I'm very grateful that I was able to. But then I also took on trust, and look what happened. So in sharing that with my son, and I share this with you all, the gratitude of knowing that my why is an honor to be present as I am, because I know that mental healing is something that I'm gifted because I choose to accept it. So as I continue to heal, I am honored to share this secret, which is now my healing. And I will continue to accept my healing because it is a gift to the world. I heal with you.
When I was about 6, I shaved my eyebrows off because a girl at my school had nice thin eyebrows and I wanted them too. But I ended up shaving off my whole eyebrow, and I told my mom that my sister did it when I was sleeping, and my sister got her ass beat. My mom still thinks she did that to this day.
I told everyone that that speaker was broken at work, but it was not. I just wanted it. And everyone gives me trash. So if I say something is trash, then they give it to me. And so that's what happened to the speaker at my job.
Okay, so when I was younger, I used to have a major anger issue. Like I had no control over it whatsoever. So I used to have this boyfriend pillow. It was basically like a pillow with just one arm bent. So it's like, think if you're wrapping your arm around someone's shoulder, that's how the pillow was shaped. And I would take my frustration out on this pillow by grabbing an actual knife and shanking it over and over again. Let's just say that pillow did not last a while.
I was once diagnosed with a mental disease that no one thought was curable. I'm perfectly fine today, but I've kept this a secret since there's such a stigma, and I would be treated completely different if I were to ever reveal that publicly.
I blame myself for my best friend's death. That's it.
I actually think birds aren't real. I'm pretty sure they're drones. I think they charge on power lines. Like, you would never touch a power line, right? I personally have never seen a baby pigeon because I don't think there are baby pigeons. I think there's just, they don't grow. I don't think birds migrate. I think that they take them away and they bring in the next model kind of a thing. That's the truth. You're in the city, right? And you see all these houses, right, where people live, you see just as many birds as you see people, but you don't see a single nest. What's up with that? The scary thing about the theory is, like, obviously seagulls, they have beach patrol, right? They're watching the beaches. The pigeons watch the cities. Owls are for night, night surveillance. But then we have other birds that we have no idea what the government's using them for, like the flamingos. You know what I mean? What in the world would the government need with a flamingo or an owl or a penguin? I think they're just after world surveillance.
All right, I'm on the air.
Yes.
Okay, this is a complicated and bad memory of way back in the 50s when I was in my early 20s. And back in those days, they didn't have birth control or anything like that. And I was living in Greenwich Village in New York, and me and my friends would get pregnant all the time. So we had a place to go to up in Harlem, and we went to this guy and we got abortions quite frequently. And it lasted for, I don't know, a couple of years, I guess, and then I moved on. But that was my embarrassing moment in my life.
My secret is that I grew up in a really religious household and was very repressed for my whole childhood. So when I first had sex when I was 23 years old, and it was extremely painful because I had a condition called vaginismus, which is where psychologically your body tenses up the muscles, and it took me months to work through it to actually be able to have sex normally. Sex is hard for a lot of women, and I think vaginismus is probably more common than I even have thought that it is, but we just don't talk about women's sexuality a lot. So I think for anybody that is struggling with these issues, seeing a therapist is really, really helpful. That's something that I did that helps me a lot.
My secret is that anytime I get mad at my ex-husband and the woman that he slept with when we were married, I go and egg her car, and I do it a lot.